Welcome back, travelers. Today, let's dive into Genshin Impact and specifically, the upcoming content from version 5.7 all the way to 6.0. If you're saving up Primogems or planning your pulls for future characters, this timeline is going to be very important for you. We're not just talking about who's coming, but why, and how we can predict what's next based on previous patterns, and what strategic preparations you can make for the biggest update in the game's history, version 6.0. Let's start with 5.7, which is shaping up to be one of the most balanced updates we've had in a while, featuring both new and long-awaited returning characters. Leading this banner is none other than Skirk. Yes, the very same character that's been hinted at for years will finally become playable. Skirk is a 5-star cryo character who wields a one-handed sword. She has a unique mechanic called Gachi Serpent, a resource used to empower her normal attacks and elemental burst. Her cryo damage scales over time, making her an excellent fit for freeze and hydro teams. If you have Shenhe, Skirk becomes a devastating offensive option. Next up is Dahlia, a 4-star hydro sword user from Mondstadt. Her playstyle is a bit different, she's a hydro shield support character. Her abilities scale off her max HP and boost allies' attack speed, making her incredibly flexible in elemental reaction teams, especially freeze comps. Also making a return in 5.7 is Emily, a 5-star Dendro polearm user from Fontaine who first appeared in version 4.8. She's focused on burn reactions and places a device called Luminous K's that amplifies damage when enemies are burning. She's incredibly valuable for burn-centric teams, especially given the game's recent focus on pyro elements. If you missed her in 4.8, this might be your second chance. Emily shines especially for players who prioritize EM scaling and off-field Dendro application. Now, moving into the second half of 5.7. The hype only builds. For the first time, Mavuika will return alongside Skirk. Whether or not this timing is intentional, it symbolically pairs a new cryo attacker with the fiery goddess herself. Mavuika stands out for her versatility, but more importantly, she rides a motorcycle, giving her a presence unlike any other character. Alongside her, Shenhe will also return, the perfect support for anyone planning to pull for Skirk. She buffs cryo damage and lowers enemy cryo resistance, making her a core unit in any cryo team. So whether you choose Mavuika, Skirk, or Shenhe, the second half of 5.7 looks like a can't-miss lineup. Now let's talk about the rerun lineup for 5.8, which seems to focus more on beloved characters than new ones. A noticeable trend is that characters released at the beginning of a new region often get reruns near the end of that region's cycle. For us, 3 characters stand out: Citlali, Chasca, and Mualani. Citlali debuted in 5.3, Chasca in 5.2, and Mualani in 5.0. None of them have had reruns yet, and based on past patterns, it's very likely that 2 of them will return in 5.8. It's unlikely that all 3 will return in a single update, so 2 is the more realistic expectation. Citlali seems the most likely, she's the newest of the trio, the most popular, and one of the strongest performers. She provides consistent off-field cryo damage, a strong shield, and reduces enemy resistance to pyro and hydro, making her a top-tier support for freeze, vaporize, and crystallize teams. As for the second spot, it will likely come down to Chasca or Mualani. Timing-wise, Chasca fits better with the usual rerun schedule. However, Mualani hasn't had a rerun since her debut in 5.0, and many players are eagerly awaiting her return. It might finally be her time. So who will it be? Chasca or Mualani? Personally, I lean toward Mualani based on release order and timing, but Hoyoverse is known for surprises, so don't be shocked if it's Chasca. Either way, it's almost certain that 2 of these 3 will appear in 5.8. There's also another potential return, the Traveler. Looking at the current rotation and the list of characters awaiting reruns, Sumeru characters are at the top. This raises the possibility of a Sumeru-themed banner soon. That said, the Traveler is a special case and might be rerun solo in 5.8. This would be typical of Hoyoverse strategy. 5.8 is the final patch before a new region drops, meaning the company will likely try to get players to spend their Primogems before 6.0. This has happened before, so we might see big names like Neuvillette, Yelan, or even an Archon rerun. It's all part of the plan to drain Primogems before the major release. Now, let's talk about the big one, version 6.0. This update is expected to introduce a new region, a new storyline, new exploration mechanics, and new combat systems. But before all that, there's a familiar pattern. At the start of every new region, one of the Archons gets a rerun. In 4.0, we got Zhongli. In 5.0, Raiden Shogun. So in 6.0, it's highly likely that we'll see another Archon rerun. So the question is, who will it be? If the next region is connected to Mondstadt, then Venti is the most likely candidate, not just for a rerun, but for a major story role bridging us into the new region. This would also make the debut of Varka very logical. His name has been mentioned several times, and he's said to be the strongest figure in Mondstadt. If Varka launches alongside Venti in 6.0, it would be a huge milestone in the game's narrative. As for the rest of the new characters, there's no official info yet, but based on past timelines, we can expect 6.0 beta leaks to start surfacing within the next month or two. That's when we'll get flooded with details on new characters, weapons, systems, and story arcs. So right now is the perfect time to stay tuned for news. As for me personally, after pulling in 5.7, I plan to save my Primogems for 6.0. As tempting as Mavuika is, the possibility of Varka's debut and exploring a new region makes it worth the wait. What about you? Will you pull in 5.7? And what are your thoughts on 5.8? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this timeline helpful or don't want to miss any 6.0 news, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.